Welcome back, everyone, and I'm here again with Jordan Sharp, SBR contributor. And today we're going to be talking about how those odds have been acting for the game between the Houston Texans and the Pittsburgh Steelers. How you doing today, Jordan?
I'm doing great, Dex. Thanks.
All right, man. So this Monday nighter doesn't seem that it's going to be a very exciting game. And odds makers opened this one at -4 in favor of the Steelers. But that line quickly went down to -3 as Penny and BOL have them at the moment. Now, looking through the stats, we can find that the Steelers have the 6th best offense in the entire league, while the Texans are ranked as the 19th. Now, defensively, the Texans are 27th, while the Steelers are 12th. Now, either way you look, this game doesn't expect to see much movement, and the only way that I would see it if people would actually start betting on the Steelers. But, I really don't think that betting in this game would be a wise thing to do. But what do you think, my man?
I actually, earlier in the week, was pretty excited about the Texans at +4 or even +4.5, which is where some books touched it. But now that the line has dropped down to -3, I don't think there's any value left in this line. I think all the early value was taken out by people wagering on the Texans, and that looks like to be what this game boils down to. Is just another one of those games where you're probably just going to lay off entirely because Pitt is pretty up and down so far this season, and Houston definitely has the ability to cover +4.5, whereas +3, I don't know, that could be a push by the end of the night. Who knows? But Houston's run game is definitely amping up right now, and that opens up things for the passing game, which hasn't been that bad. It just hasn't been good either. This game is probably, like you said, one you should probably lay off because it could go really either way pretty easily, according to the sports books as well.
Yeah, I like the Steelers. I mean, they've always had a really solid team, and Big Ben is a great quarterback. The problem is, him and Antonio Brown are the only key pieces that they have. And, the fact that the Texans are coming off of, I think it's 8 days of rest instead of the whole 10 that they normally get. I think that those factors right there are just going to, lean the balance all the way in favor of the Steelers. Obviously, they're playing at home, so they have the home field advantage in this case.
All right, so the only thing I have to say to that, is watch out because Jadeveon Clowney returned to practice this week. No word on if he'll play. No word on if he'll play, but watch out, Big Ben, if that's the case.
Well, no, don't get me wrong. I mean, the Texans with J.J. Watt there, he's been stopping everybody back and forth, so I know that they're going to be a tough team to beat. But, Big Ben is a little bit taller, and he can pretty much throw the ball, at a really strong pace. I'm thinking here that if we look at this game the way that everybody expects it to go, we might be seeing a little surprise just for the fact that the Steelers, they want to get that win. I mean, after being humiliated last week, I'm pretty sure that they want to get back on track.
Okay, all right. I'll split the difference with you, though. We both seem to be, a little bit higher on the either team's offense than most people are. What would you think about 44.5 on the over here in this game? 44.5 is not a very high number on Monday night. A little bit of an extra rest, like you said. On prime time, could we see a high-scoring Monday night game? And that could be maybe the way people go on this one.
But who's going to be putting up the points? Ryan Fitzpatrick? I mean, come on, please, man. You know that Fitzpatrick isn't one to actually put up points on the board. I mean, he can get lucky every once in a while, but besides that, what else does he have?
I mean, he's got a really good run game, which can open things up for him. And, the Steelers haven't been the epitome of a great run defense so far this season. If Arian Foster gets us going, even Ryan Fitzpatrick can get the ball to Andre Johnson and those guys on the Texans. So, I'm 44.5. If Houston gets 17 points and Pittsburgh gets, like you think, maybe, 28-30, that's an overcash right there. All he's got to do is get 2 touchdowns and a field goal. That doesn't seem out of place for the Houston Texans, even on the road here.
No, I agree. It does sound like a more sane bet instead of just jumping on the Steelers wagon right now, thinking that they're going to be able to beat a team just because, they lost last week. It does sound like it's the most sane bet in this case, and I'd actually have to agree with you in this case. It does seem like it might be a considerable bet in this for this game.
All I'll say is the Steelers gave up 158 yards rushing to the Browns last week.
Yeah, and Arian Foster, I know he's going to run over. I could actually see him putting up a couple hundred yards just, from the scrimmage.
No, yeah, would not surprise me. Maybe a prop play on Arian Foster is another direction people might want to go. Stay tuned for my Monday night prop bets on that one.
There you go. That's right, my man. I forgot about that one. All right, Jordan, man, as always, it's a pleasure talking football with you, and I look forward to doing it again soon, man.
All right, thanks, Dax.
No problem. And for SBR Picks, this is Dax Floyd.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.